morning, campers. Welcome back to Train Simulator 2015. Today we are in a Metro North M8. They just pushed an update for this train, just some bug fixes was all, but I wanted to jump in here and get a run in with it because it's a fun train to drive. This goes on the New York to New Haven Northeast Corridor route. Came out with Train Simulator 2015. Was available a bit before that as well. And you can run it either in pantograph mode, and you can switch to third rail when you actually get into New York City, which I think is really cool. But I'm weird and easily entertained by that sort of thing. So we're just going to go ahead and take off here. Tried to record this video once already, accidentally started it in third rail mode and couldn't go anywhere, so at least we're moving this time. Things have significantly improved over the previous video. So, apologies for not getting a video out yesterday. Haven't had a day off since Thanksgiving, actually. But today I had some time, so I'm sitting down to record this. I won't have time to edit anything, so this is just going to be straight through as long as I manage to last, which will either be until I get to Harlem, or until I screw up switching to the third rail and coast to a stop somewhere in eastern New York City. Probably near Pelham Bay. But, so, new job is working out wonderfully. It's been interesting so far. I actually got to meet some very important people from corporate yesterday, which was weird. That seems to happen to me at every job I get. Within the first week or two, I managed to luck into a corporate home office visit, or whatever you call it. Coast, thank you. And we're going... I'm paying attention. Where's my cab signaling? Do I have cab signaling? How do I not have cab signaling? No, there they are. They're right in front of me. Okay. Line speed. Got it. But, so yeah, lucked into a visit from some corporate important people. That's always fun. Nothing major, but I am enjoying the new job quite a bit. Pays much better than my last one. Though, still a little behind on my rent. Should get that taken care of in the next week or two. And not sure when I'm going to start getting back into the swing of things for making videos. Hoping to have plenty of time for that still, since the new job, while it does pay better, does not come with as many hours as my previous one. So it's not like I'm going to be working 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, like I was at the last place. I'm going to miss those amazing paychecks I got from that. But I'm actually, from all the math I've done, I think I'm going to be making slightly more at this job, working part-time hours, than I was at the last job, working overtime. We will see. We will definitely see. Coming up to a stop here. But, anyway, so yeah, details on the new job. What does N mean? No limits, I guess. I don't know. I am now working at a major electronics retailer. I am in asset protection, which is loss prevention, store safety, emergency preparedness, that sort of thing. Actually, it's kind of neat. I get to use that stupid college education that is costing me a fortune in student loans and interest rates every month. Well, at least it would be if I could afford to pay it. Doors open. It's kind of nice. Emergency preparedness, always something I've wanted to actually get paid for, and now I am. So we'll see how well this works out. Spend most of the time doing loss prevention stuff, though. Oh, no, don't walk off the platform. Don't jump. Don't jump. You have everything to live for. I'm getting out of here before something bad happens. Stop toying with my emotions! She's fine. She'll be fine. She's fine. She's just a ghost. Just a ghost. Casual ghost. This is a weird game sometimes. I hope there's no werewolves in this level. So yeah, I spend most of my time doing loss prevention stuff, which is just watching for shoplifters, checking items, that sort of thing. It's a major electronics retailer, so there's some pretty high ticket items. Though it's deeply satisfying that there are times where people come in and spend more on like one TV than my fast food place made in an entire day of selling burgers to hundreds of people. So that's kind of nice. Apparently my my old fast food place is having quite a lot of trouble since I left, which is not so nice. I tried my hardest to leave them in a good spot, but they never replaced me, and that's coming back to bite them. Gave them a month's head notice before I left. A month, which is well over the 2 weeks notice that is considered good form in this state, and this is you work at will in the state of Virginia, so I could have just walked out and there's nothing I could have done other than give me bad references in the future. So I gave them a month's head notice and they still didn't replace me, so that is not at all my fault. But kind of gives you an idea that I was not super dumb for actually leaving there. This train does stop very nicely when it wants to. Ding! Alright, let's get out of here before someone jumps off the tracks. So frame rate not running great. This is one of the more graphically intensive routes on my install of the game. That's not me. Oh, whatever. The day Train Simulator puts a female driver in one of their locomotives is the day that half their fan base freaks out. So I think their primary demographic is elderly men in the UK. Lots and lots of very similar looking houses. Ah! There's a bug on my nose. I'm fine. I'm fine. That was, terrifying. Nice little river. A marina with no dock. Oh, there's a dock. Okay. It's a tiny dock. Coast. But, quite enjoying the new job. It's been interesting so far. I'm told I'm going to get accused of racism at some point just by checking everyone who goes out the door with big ticket items. At some point someone will say I'm being racist to them, which I'm looking forward to that. That's apparently trial by fire in this line of work. I'm going to miss this stop, aren't I? I think I might be able to stop in time. Maybe. Slight overshoot. Slight overshoot. Not too bad. Only the people in the front car are going to have to go back to get to the doors. No one in the front wanted to get out. Alright, good. That's the signal that the doors have closed. Okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Forward, please. Forward, please. Forward, please. Thank you. No, I must have had the brakes on harder than I thought they were. I'm still learning how to read all this stuff. I switch locomotives often enough that I forget what everything is in each one when I go back to them. quite nice working in an electronics retailer. Apparently there's quite the employee discount once you've been there for a month. Kind of looking forward to that. I'm not going to be able to use it to do any Christmas shopping, but I don't think I'd have had the money to do any Christmas shopping anyway. It's not a great frame rate, but it's not bad. Not bad. It's playable. I remember when I was excited to get this game up to 14 frames per second, because that was where my eye stopped seeing individual frames on my last laptop, and it was like it's a video rather than a slideshow. And now I've got it to 20 something, I think. 27, 28 maybe. I don't think it's a smooth 30, but I've been watching a lot of 60 frames per second videos on YouTube now, because my internet connection is much better than my computer is. So I might just not be used to playing at 30 anymore. I don't know. I'm recording at 30 frames per second. It seems to be keeping up quite nicely. I'll see on the video whether it actually carries over. I do watch these before I upload them, usually. Oh, I need to start slowing down, don't I? So, fun stuff that's happened so far at the new job. Haven't really had to deal with any major incidents yet. Though I did have a lovely incident last night. Someone tried to get in the building after we closed. And it wasn't too long after we closed, but, you know, the front doors were locked and we were working on getting the last few customers out. Someone tried to get in, and it was a nice reminder of how different this job is from my last job. Like, at my last job, if someone tried to get in after hours and I did not do my best to help them, I wouldn't have been supposed. They would have told me, don't let anyone in after hours at my old job. But if that person called and complained, I'd have gotten yelled at. Whereas at the new job, it's don't let anyone in after hours, and if that person calls and complains, they're going to tell them I was doing my job correctly. Which is such a welcome feeling compared to my last job, where I had no backup from corporate whatsoever. Of course, there were also several incidents where I was taught to do my job one way, and then found out that my general manager had taught me wrong. But, you know, only so much I can do about that. Those doors do not open long, do they? Do they open and close that quickly on actual Metro North routes? Because I can't imagine everyone can get in and out in that amount of time. I mean, I'm guessing there's some sort of timer, and there's probably sensors in the doors that keep them open when people are walking through them. Who knows? Oh, people in New York, I guess. It's quite nice, just having that feeling that corporate has my back. If I do my job correctly, they'll support that. Like the standards for our store are quite nice. Like the safety of the people and like the customers' and employee safety is #1 over everything else, and I like that. I really, really like that. Tis an atmosphere I enjoy. Plus, I'm a super nerd, so kind of works out. I'm going to try and avoid specifically talking about what business I work for now. Just because I'm told that's a good practice to get into on social media. Though, I'm sure you can probably figure out what it is. Just from context. There's only so many options, right? And I may or may not have added Cake's short skirt long jacket to the store's playlist. Just for shits and giggles. Yeah, that's another fun thing. As the store security person, I have control of the music, which is not as freeing as I thought it would be. See, I was expecting that the music, because it's played through some sort of Pandora business license, I was expecting the music would have a an explicit filter turned on, because I know that's built into Pandora that you can turn that on. I just can't figure out how to get to it through the iPad app, because I never use iPads. But so I tried to add the Who to the rotation, and the very first Who song that came up was the live at the Royal Albert Hall version of Who Are You, where half of the versions of the chorus are "Who the fuck are you?" rather than just "Who are you?" And it's like, okay, can't use that one. Can't use that one. That is not store friendly. That is definitely not store friendly. So, so far my biggest contribution to the music playlist in the store, other than adding cake when I can, just for the joking effect of, haha, Chuck reference. Other than that, the only thing I've added that they didn't already have on the playlist is we're playing a lot of holiday music at the moment, and I added a Chuck Berry holiday playlist. So that's nice, because most of the holiday playlists that they have on there are just very slow. Like, I mean, there's some great stuff on there, but there's a Trans-Siberian Orchestra playlist that brings up some really great music, but it also brings up some music that'll absolutely put you to sleep. And I don't know if you really do pay much attention to the music in a retail setting, but the kind of music you want is like something with a good beat, something that keeps you moving. And so the Chuck Berry stuff is very well. Like, you can shop to Run Run Rudolph, and no one's going to complain about it. It's also, you know, I get to enjoy one of the greatest guitar players who ever lived. Run, run, Rudolph! It's very nice. Very, very nice. Coasting into the station. Hit some brakes. So another thing I'm looking at is once I get my finances in order, I ought to be able to pick up an Xbox One again. Should be able to start doing videos on Xbox One games once more. Hopefully. I mean, obviously I've got to record. I don't have a good recording setup for that, other than the built-in Xbox One game DVR. But I'm also thinking I will attempt to get some kind of recording device, some sort of capture device, so I can actually record straight to my computer from the 360 or the Xbox One, because there's a bunch of Xbox 360 games I love and still play, and I would love to actually start using those for videos. Assassin's Creed Black Flag among them. I know I really enjoyed recording that video. It was terrible quality as it was. It was so much fun, and I would like to do some more of that. Seen a lot of people buying Unity, which is surprising considering how buggy that game still is. I'm hoping they get that fixed. It should be better than it is. So anyway, priorities beyond what station was that? Anybody see the sign back there? 3? Ah, too late. I don't know where I am, which may be a problem. Kind of, oh, why am I staring at the back of my seat? There's Rye. I don't know where Rye is. I'm kind of keeping an eye out for where the Northeast Corridor splits off and goes left, versus where the Metro North tracks continue in towards Grand Central Terminal. Hike Main. I think that's still a good bit east of the Pelham Junction. This is one of the routes that I actually got to know kind of well. I was trying to design a scenario on this route myself. I made it too complicated and never finished it. It was a CSX scenario based on some actual movements they do on this route. There's like one business that they still serve along this route, so this one CSX train goes in, and they use 2 locomotives because they have to push the cargo into this siding every day. And I was just not able to get it working right in the game, because you had to rearrange everything and push the cargo into the siding, then get back out onto the main line without interrupting anything, and it wasn't working out. Would have been cool if I got it working, but I'm not good enough at that yet. I might split that scenario up into like 2 bits and try and work on something like that. I guess I'll post here if I ever finish it. Maybe do a video on it, but I know people aren't coming to this channel for Train Simulator videos. They're coming here for Kerbal Space Program videos. So news on that front. I did get this neat little guy. I will stick a picture or something in here. Actually, let me try something as we are rolling here. This is going to be kind of strange. It's going to be very, very strange. Alright, and we are stopping. Are we in the station? We are in the station. So let's add T. Oh, T. Add. Camera. I unplugged the camera. Oh god. Where's the camera plug? There it is. Here, load more passengers while I do this. Load more. There's the load more passengers. Yeah, there we are. Let's plug that in. USB. Go. Nothing at all. Add webcam. Video camera. There we are. Okay, so you can kind of see this little guy. I won a Twitter thing from Kerbal Space Program, and they sent me this little guy here. That is a Kerbal Recruit, I believe, is what they call this model. It's a little Kerbal in a blue jumpsuit. Got kind of a smirk going. It's a little hard to see on the camera. My lighting's not great in the afternoon. Oh, you can kind of see the smile there. He's cute. It's going to be on my desk forever. This is on my Xbox 360. The notepad and, of course, Train Simulator running. And then Kerbal Space Program math. Lots and lots of math. So we're going to give you a nice close-up of the Kerbal again and remove the video camera from the screen. Sorry about that. Right, distraction over. So yeah, I won a little thing from Kerbal Space Program on Twitter. And they sent me this little guy from Shapeways. I'll put a link to Shapeways in the video description. Very, very cool products there. They 3D print using some kind of sandstone. They can print various things. They've got Kerbal figures. You've got little paperweight models of all of the planets in the game. And, speaking of planets in the game, we are currently in my hard mode playthrough. We have 2 ongoing missions to different planets, both of them unmanned. We've got a ship on the way to Duna that's got a lander attached and an orbiter. And we've got another ship, just a lander, heading for Elu. And the reason I wanted to make sure I sent this ship to Elu is I have never been to Elu. I've never been paying attention when the Elu transfer window opened. It's one of those planets in Kerbal Space Program I've just never even tried because I thought it would be really difficult. And I was looking at a Delta V map of the Kerbal solar system and realized I was completely and utterly capable of building a spacecraft that could get there. Getting back was another story, but I knew I could at least get one out there that would be capable of landing. So I did a bunch of math, designed a spacecraft that would be able to get out there and... Are we switching tracks? No. I would be able to get out there and land on Elu. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I've seen other people go there, so I know it's not terribly interesting. But I do want to drop something there. And who knows, maybe by the time it gets there we'll have a contract or something and actually get some funds for dropping that ship there. I'm glad we finally got enough money to do some missions that we don't have to do. Duna is going to get us plenty of funds, the trip to Duna. And then we also picked up a very, very interesting contract to go out to Eve. And I'm pretty sure we're going to make that one a manned mission. We're probably going to use the tugboat that I've already got in orbit to actually do the transfer out there. Just need to hook up a bunch more fuel to it and attach the science payload. So that'll probably be 2 more launches to get that Eve mission set up, and then we've got to wait for the window to open on that. That's the only planned mission at the moment. I haven't gotten any other contracts going just yet. Though I think the next mission, once we have everything in orbit for the Eve transfer, we're probably just going to warp ahead and try and carry out the Duna and Elu missions, so you don't have to wait too terribly long for those. I don't want to have too much stuff in the air at once, because that's going to get complicated if they all start arriving at the same time, which I've had happen before. On a previous save file that I was not making videos for, I had launched a Duna mission, 2 Joule missions, and I think a mission to Eve, and they pretty much all started arriving within a few days of each other. And so one was entering the sphere of influence around its planet while the other one was about to aerobrake, and there was one point where I had one vehicle aerobraking while another was, and I missed a maneuver that another one had to do at Joule, and that one wound up missing the, missing lathe entirely. Do I have the doors open? I think I have the doors open. Yes, I had the doors open. So we're going to try and avoid the stacking up our vehicles too much. Luckily, Alarm Clock helps out a lot with that. It lets us see if 2 events are going to overlap time-wise. And I find it really funny thinking about how I started the Kerbal Space Program series saying, oh, it's going to be a mostly vanilla playthrough, and now I've added, what, 8 or 9 mods? Because every few weeks I see, like, oh, I want that mod, ooh, I want that mod. I have a problem. I have a big problem. Though I'm kind of proud that I'm mostly using stock launch stages and everything. Most of my rockets are stock, it's just the payloads that are different. The science equipment and the and everything. And I don't understand how they haven't added procedural fairings or like the KW fairings to the stock game yet, because it just makes the rockets look so much better. The Marinek. Okay, I know where we are now. This is actually where the siding was that the scenario I was working on was centered around. And let's just see how long it takes us to actually get to our destination. We're just going full steam ahead to Harlem now. No more stops. Sorry, my Marinek, you lose. Actually, I think we'll stop at New Rochelle, and then maybe one station on the eastern part of New York City. I think it's what's it called? Vernon, Mount Vernon East, maybe. I just want to see if I just destroy the game by doing 80 miles an hour. I just made someone shit themselves. Ignore me. Alright, so coasting, coming up on Larchmont. Let's think. Alright, so here's the siding I was talking about. It's going to be just off to the right there. Yeah, you can see it. I was trying to make some sort of scenario where you had to stop at the New Rochelle yard up ahead of where we're going to go through in a minute. And, you had to rearrange the train and bring it down here and push the cars onto that siding, and then pick up some others. But getting back onto this main line, the signal was getting confused and it would never go green again for you. It was just generally not working out. I'm sure someone could make it work, but someone would probably need more scenario designing chops than I have. Oh, some shuttering there. I do actually have to work today, but I'm only working 5 to close. So I've got 5 hours before I have to be there at the moment. It's just afternoon now in my local time zone, which is Eastern Standard Time at the moment. As for a few delightful months, we have switched back to not being in daylight savings time. I'm gonna switch to a slight braking now. I want to bring my speed down to 50 before we go through this interlocking up here. Actually, let's get down to 45. Interlockings are a bit rough. There's a big highway on the right here. It's very difficult to get that right back on 0, isn't it? Alright, so coming around this corner, should see the interlocking once we're through. Yeah, that's it up ahead where the signals are. This is New Rochelle Yard. This is where I had the that scenario doing all the switching and such. There's a runaround track over there that I was using. No switch, no switch. Alright. I guess we're gonna stop here. Yeah, let's stop here. This route running much better for me than it usually does. I don't know what's changed. Might just be the that patch they pushed out for the train. Apparently one of the issues they fixed was that the Metro North trains were making the route run really terribly. Lots of frame rate issues when you were driving one of these. So it seems to have smoothed out quite a bit. Still getting some stutters every now and then when complex scenery starts loading in. A little bit of pop in there as well, you might have seen. Nothing too major. Nothing too major for Train Simulator anyway, or people with low standards like myself. Once again, I'm just happy this game runs, let alone runs well. I certainly am not maxing out the graphics by any means, but, you know, you can tell that just from my ridiculously blurry textures. They are capable of looking much better than that, I'll have you know, I just don't. Because frame rates. Doors open. So yeah, one of the interesting things about my new job is I'm losing my voice most nights because I wind up talking to a few hundred people every night now. Literally every single customer that comes into my store I wind up talking to at some point or another. So it's been a little trying on my voice. I'm sure I'm going to get used to it at some point. Don't walk off the platform. Okay. Whew. Don't do it. Don't do it. No! No! Okay. Not gonna look. Not gonna look. Not gonna look. Can't see her anyway. Okay. Now the platform AI has not improved in this route at all. At least the outfits are slightly more diverse. That's important, right? That's very important. I would very much like to get some sort of capture set up so I can do... One thing I would like to make a regular thing is I would like to do Rock Band live streams can't record those because music licensing, but if I'm going to live stream stuff, it might as well be Rock Band, right? So I'd like to get that going, but I don't want to do that unless I've got some significantly better streaming capabilities as far as the 360 goes. I'm speeding? How am I speeding? Oh, the speed limit is 50. Whoops. At least this is not like the Halloween route where you went 1 mile per hour over the speed limit and immediately derailed when you went around a corner. That was a very, very important speed limit on that particular track. So what we're looking for right now is we're looking for the third rail to start. Because there's only a very brief section of track where the third rail and the pantograph overlap. We want to make sure we switch over during that section so we don't run out of power and coast to a stop, which will be the end of this video if that does happen. If we manage to switch over, we'll keep going all the way to Harlem. I broke the train in the previous attempt to record this video, so who knows whether or not we will actually manage it this time. Trying to bring it up to 60 now. Yeah, we're not going to stop at Mount Vernon. I want to keep my speed up until we switch over to the third rail. There's the third rail. All right, let's wait for the entire train to get over that. We are coasting. All right. Think we're good? Do I have power? I have power! Excellent! Okay, so we've successfully made the switch to third rail from pantograph. As you can see, we no longer have the pantographs up. We are getting power from the powered rail. We didn't break the train. That's cool, right? Like, that's cool that you can do that in a simulator game. I know it's just a button that you have to hit, but that's important to me. And the overhead wires have ended now, so the only way we're getting power is through that third rail. Proof that I have not broken it. Heading into New York City proper now. You can see the supports for the overhead wire are still there well into the city. I'm guessing this route used to have overhead wire significantly further in. I remember seeing somewhere that the supports were... Someone was impressed that they'd actually kept in the supports even without the wires through here, because apparently those are still there. Accuracy! We're going to stop at Woodlawn. Coming up on an entire gig of video here. Should I just cut it now? Once we get to Woodlawn. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to talk about. Yeah, we'll stop at Woodlawn. Yes, I'm awake. Shut up. That's the alerter that goes off if you don't touch the controls for a full minute. Or maybe 30 seconds, something like that. But, new job's going well. I'm not killing myself at this job, just killing my voice is all. Getting videos recorded has been a little bit difficult because I've spent a lot of time at work over the weekend. It was a crazy weekend, of course. Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Craziness, craziness, craziness. I'm not speeding. Okay, maybe I am speeding. Just a little. I'm not speeding on purpose. But I am alive. This video should be up on Tuesday. I'm just going to straight upload it, and once it's ready, it's ready. No scheduling on this one. I am off work tomorrow, so I'm hoping to record Kerbal Space Program, maybe get that set up ready to upload for Thursday or Friday. Would like to record something else as well, but I don't know what yet. Maybe Far Cry 2. We'll see. Alright, so that was a nice fancy interlocking there. And pulling into the station here. This was a quick drive scenario, one of the neat things about Train Simulator 2015. I think they added this back in 13 or 14. You can just pick a train, pick a route, and pick a destination and drive. Though, for some reason, they don't have AI traffic on this one, which is kind of weird. Bing! And that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Workaholic, where I just ramble about nothing for... how long now? 30 minutes? Something like that. I can't do the math quickly enough on how many frames is recorded. Thank you again. Have a great day. I will see you next time. Links will be in the description below for Shapeways and something else I mentioned. God, I'm going to have to watch this video again, aren't I? Oh well. I'll find reasons to put links to things in the description. Thank you, and have a great day. Ooh, I can just do fancy things. No? No? Okay. I broke it. Is it this one? It is this one. Okay. Fancy things.